Bullies will punish you when you know to stay away from them because they can't attack you directly and get from you what they want. All right, they can't attack you directly and get from you what they want. All right, what I've noticed about people is when you know to withdraw, yourself from them, it's like they go looking for you. When you know that, you know what, this person is toxic, this person is negative, I'm going to stay away from them. They aren't satisfied with that. All right. It's something that they're looking for. It's something that they're trying to gain. They're trying to win against you in their relationship with you. However they know you, however they deal with you, they want to be the person that is in the powerful position. It's not just enough for them to know you. They don't want to know you and be here. They don't want to know you and be here. They want to know you and you be here, and no, you be here and they be here. They want to be up here and you be down here. That's pretty much the dynamic between the relationship they want to have with you. And when you don't give that to them, when you know to stay away from them, then unfortunately, people they want to punish you. They want to seek you out at this particular point. All right, they want to seek you out because you're not willingly giving them what they want. A lot of people, they can't do you harm unless they get close to you. A lot of people can't do you dirty unless they get close to you. They can't harm you unless they get close to you. They can't figure you out unless they get close to you. They can't learn what bothers you, what triggers you, what makes you tick if they don't get close to you. This is why you'll have people seek you out once you know what, I gotta stay away from this person. They'll seek you out. All right, a lot of these things happen in environments where you're trying to stay away from people because they're up to no good. They're toxic. They're troublesome. They're trying to start with you. They may be trying to cause trouble for you, trying to make things difficult for you, make things hard for you. So your instincts kick in, your intelligence kicks in, your wisdom kicks in and says, you know what? I can tell that this person is going to be troublesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove myself so that way I won't be a part of the problem. It takes a strong person to not be a part of the problem. It takes a smart person to not want to be a part of the problem. It takes a person that is a boss that doesn't want to be a part of the problem. You rather boss up, you rather focus up, you rather win up, you rather keep your head held high and your chin up. All right, and you would rather be the bigger person in this situation. You would rather be the grown person in this situation. Not everybody wants to be grown. Not everybody wants to be an adult. Some people, they don't ever want to grow up. They want to be a Toys R Us kid. Some people don't ever want to grow up. They want to be a Toys R Us kid. Some people don't never want to grow up at all. And that's just the way it is. You got people out here, they rather do their way and do their thing and their way of doing things. And when people try to get them to change, they'll fight you on why they should stay the way they are. All right? But when you can tell that, this person is mean, this person is nasty, I'm gonna end up, not really clicking with this person, not vibing with this person. See, you are clairvoyant. You have intuition. You have a mind's eye. All right, you get downloads from the universe. You're in tune to your higher self. You are tapped into everything that's telling you to stay away from this person. The things that's telling you to stay away from this person is not even you. It's your spirit man telling you, if I deal with this person, I could end up in a situation that I don't want. So rather than deal with a person who's going to put me in a situation that I don't want, I'm just not going to deal with them at all. But see, bullies are mad. And this is why bullies hates, the one thing that bullies hate are smart people. Why? Because they make them feel inferior, because they're not that intelligent, and they don't know how to either mask the fact that somebody's smarter than them, because they have that mentality that they want to win. There's people who are smarter than people all the time that are just able to accept, like, yo, you know what, this person's better than me, I can accept that. But then you have people who want to win. You have people who aren't able to accept the fact that someone in their vicinity is able to outdo them, outsmart them, be better in some kind of way. So it's like the same thing in the classroom. People will attack, bully, make fun of the person that does the work, that's smart, answers questions, raises their hand, all these things. And raising your hand makes you a target, by the way. So make sure you tell your kids to always know the answer to the question, but don't be one to raise your hand. All right. So because they'll end up becoming a target. I know there are people that don't like people who are smart. There are people who don't like people who know the answer. If you know the answer, if you are smart, there are people who may not like you, and you know the answer. You are smart. This is why this particular bully has a problem with you, because you're intelligent enough to stay away from them. You're making their job harder. You're smart enough to know that this person is a piece of trash, so you're keeping your distance. They want to be so slick that they don't want you to be able to see that they're a dark-sided, dark-minded, dark-spirited kind of person. But you can see that. You can see this person's dark, evil, everything in between. You can see this person as someone that you don't want anything to do with. But the fact that you're a good person and you don't want anything to do with them, it frustrates them, it intimidates them, makes them feel insecure, because it makes them think that you're better than them. It makes them realize that the type of person that they are is lesser than the type of person that you are, because of the choices and the decisions that they make. And they may not be able to connect the dots that they have a choice, or they have power over their decisions. Some people that are in a negative lifestyle, they just feel that, and here's the thing, these people, they feel that they're very strongly opinionated, so they feel that they're right about everything. So even if their life is not one that a person would want to live, you can't tell them anything about it, really, if they feel that they're right about what they're doing, even if what they're doing is the furthest thing that could be from right. All right, so these types of individuals want to attack you, and they want to attack you and harm you because you won't get close to them. All right, and the reason why they're upset that you won't get close to them is because they, in their mind, in your mind, think about having something fun that you have in your mind that you want to do, that you have planned on doing. This supply stuff is real. All right, supply it's like an addictive substance to these people. You're their cigarette. You're something very special and important to these people. All right, and without you, without the supply that you're going to give them, they can't function. All right, some of these people, they're adrenaline junkies. They get off on the negative treatment that they give to other people. All right, some people are used to treating people bad because it makes them feel better about themselves. Some of these people, they're sadistic. They like to treat other people bad. They like to be a bully. They like to be a bad person. There are people who know what they're doing, and they know that the way that they're being is against how other people would want to be treated. They're well aware of this. It's a sport for them. All right, it's a sport for them. This is fun for them. This is what they love to do. You love to be a good person. They love to be a bad person to you or to somebody else. All right, so yeah, you can't be over there. Yeah, you can't be over there. gotta make sure this person ain't over there real quick. Give me a second, y'all. All right, cool. So what they'll do is they don't like people who know to stay away from them. It makes them feel bad about themselves. It makes them feel like they're not as smart. And here's the thing, like, they don't like, here's the thing, when they really want to punish you when you're smart enough to stay away from them, because it makes them look like a bad person. It makes them look like a bad person. It makes them look like the person that they're trying to hide that they aren't. If their cover is blown, you know, they're really going to be upset. So this is another reason why people like this, once you realize that someone is garbage and they're not who they say they are, they have to get you away from them, because other people will figure that out. Other people will see that you're not appeasing to their ego. You're not letting them walk all over you. You're not letting this person treat you like a doormat. All right, you're not letting this person talk to you the way they talk to everybody else. This person can't get off on you the same things they get off on everybody else. All right, so how to handle this, right? When people try to force themselves on you, when you pull away from them because you realize that this person is toxic, when someone keeps continuously trying to harass you or bother you or do things you don't like, you're going to have to call them out on it. All right, hey, look, let me talk to you. I separate myself from you because you're a problem causer. You like to start trouble. I'm separating myself from you, and you're still coming into my life and trying to start trouble, sir. So the one thing that I'm going to need you to know is that I'm aware of what you're doing, and this isn't going to continue, because if it does, me and you are going to have a problem. And if it continues to the point to where you and I have a problem, you don't have to worry about it. I'm gonna take care of it myself, and I'm not even going to involve you in it. I'm gonna take care of it myself. I don't really think you want me to handle this. I don't think you want me to take care of this. All right. So it's like you have to give people an ultimatum. They're either going to leave you alone, or it's going to be some consequences. And you can't be afraid of these people. You can't be afraid of these people. All right. So I mean, you have to be a good judge of character, because some situations, you know, if you're in a situation to where you feel that you're going to end up having to do something physically to someone because of who this person is, it's like, okay, I'm this person. Like, there are some people, unfortunately, that you'll have to deal with that because of their background. You know, this person might be a problem if you go to try to solve this issue, or go into HR or trying to get some help for this situation. This person may create a greater issue for you. There are people who, when you go to solve there's some instances when people go to get help because of a bully, the bullying will get worse. It's like you go to get help and HR won't do anything. You go to get help and nobody will do anything, and the bullying gets worse. All right, there's some people who, unfortunately, you know, ended up having to relocate or leave their job because they went to try to handle the bullying, and nothing happened. You have to stand your ground. All right, you have to document things. You have to get a lawyer, possibly. All right, you could sue people if certain things are too bad. All right, but the one thing you don't want to do is quit. The one thing you don't want to do is quit. The one thing you don't want to do is give in to the pressure that they're trying to put you under. All right, if you can stay, if you have to, find another job. If it gets that bad to the point to where it's causing you health issues, it's causing you any type of trauma or torment, you can sue people. All right. Best thing to do when bullies are coming after you is to continue to keep your peace and to continue to not give in to their game and their antics. All right, you have to stand up for yourself to them, and you have to stand up to them. That's the only way that's going to solve any issue or any problem. And you may be afraid. You may be afraid. You may not feel comfortable doing it, but the more you stand up to people, the more comfortable you're going to be, and you have to fight through the fear. I'm not telling you to get yourself into any negative situations, but you got to stand up for yourself. You don't have to get yourself hurt. You don't have to be a tough guy. You don't have to make any threats to people. You don't have to get violent with people, but you do have to stand up for yourself. And that's the best way to defend yourself against somebody that is seeking you out. All right, that's the best thing to do. The studies show that the people who stood up for themselves, they actually saw positive results, because if human resources isn't going to do anything, if nobody's going to do anything, you have to stand up for yourself. You have to realize that you're not going to lose your job because you say something mean, or you say something to somebody that's bothering you. If somebody is harassing you, or somebody's bothering you, you saying something to them, most likely you're not going to be fired. You have to keep that in mind. If somebody's bothering you, if somebody's harassing you, most likely you're not going to be fired for that, for saying something to them, because that person is not even going to say anything to them. But you have to stand up for yourself. That's the only way that's going to prevent any future problems with this person, is you standing up for yourself, you standing up to them, and you telling them, yo, I see what you're doing, bro, and you're going to stop. You're going to stop doing what you're doing, because I'm not going to take it. You gotta stand up to people. I don't care how big they are. I don't care how small you are to them, how big they are compared to you. Yo, if you have to, if people start to get violent, and if people start to get out of hand, then you have to take action on that. All right, don't be dumb. Don't try to be no tough guy. All right, don't try to get into nothing physical with people. All right. If somebody is just yelling and screaming and, veins popping out their neck, but they not putting hands on you, let them yell, let them scream, let them bark, let them sell them little stank wolf tickets that they got. Let them sell them wolf tickets. Let them look like the toughest person at the job. Let them look like the toughest person wherever it is. All right. Let them feel however they need to feel, and then you'll see them in court. You'll see their name on the paperwork, and you'll get a check, because they want to act reckless and they want to act stupid. And now they're going, if you want to play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. You have to stand up to people who are bullying you. That's the only way. I don't care if you're afraid. I don't care if you're scared. You got to look these people in the eye, and you have to stand up to them, and you got to deal with them, even if you're afraid, even if you don't like it, even if it feels uncomfortable, even if you think they're going to do something to you. I guarantee you they'll be less likely to do something to you because you stood up for yourself. So I'm not telling you to be a tough guy. I'm not telling you to be a superhero. But what I am telling you is to stand up for yourself, and to, you have to verbally defend yourself. You got to be able to look people dead in the eye. You got to be able to tell people what you need to tell them, when you need to tell them. You can't let people get over on you. And the one reason that keeps people in certain situations and issues and problems is when you go to stand up for yourself, or you go to say something to somebody, and they can see that you're timid or you're shy. You can't come at these people in a timid way. You can't come at hard-headed, hard-hearted people in a way that they're not going to understand. You can't be nice to everybody. You can't be cordial with everybody. You can't be respectful to everybody. All right, there's a certain way to be respectful, but also let people know that you're not playing at the same time. And you're going to have to stand up to people and let people know that, hey, you can't play with me like that. Hey, I'm not the one. You're not going to play with me like that. Hey, yo, we don't roll like that, man. I don't roll like that, bruh. Standing up to people works. However it works for you, standing up to people works. I don't care if you say something that you heard in a movie. I don't care if you say something that feels corny. Whatever you need to say to get your point across to someone that's not your boss, to someone that's not your superior, to someone that thinks they're going to treat you however they want. All you have to do is tell them, hey, you're not going to do what you're doing. Somebody's treating you a way you don't want to be treated. Hey, you're not going to treat me that way. Somebody's talking to you a way you don't want to be talked to. I don't care if they're going to yell at you afterwards. Hey, you're not going to talk to me that way. If they yell at you, you may have to yell at them back. I've heard people who got yelled at on the job, and they yelled at the person back that they was working for, and they ain't never yelled at them again. So it's like, you got to have some audacity. You're going to have some heart. You're going to have some courage. You're going to have to stand up to people. I know. And here's the thing. Like, if there wasn't fear of losing a job or job security, a lot of us would have spoken out already. But, you know, you want to be professional. You don't want to lose your job. You know, if people are talking to you crazy, you're going to have to stand up for yourself. And you may have to take a risk of losing a couple jobs. All right, you may have to take the risk of losing a couple jobs. I'm not telling you to argue back. I'm not telling you to yell at people. I'm not telling you to scream at people. But if somebody is talking to you crazy, I love those cars, man. I love those cars. They make my day. All right, I love those cars. Anyway, you know, when you have people who you have to stand up to, you have to stand up to them. You can't let things slide. You can't brush things over. You can't wait. You know, here's another thing. You can't wait when someone does something to you, when someone says something to you, you have to handle it immediately as soon as it happens. You have to choose your battles wisely. But I'm talking about that person that is doing something that is a bully. I'm not talking about somebody where it's a misunderstanding, or I'm not talking about someone that, you know what, this person is doing something that's getting on my nerves. Of course, you're going to want to stand up for yourself and protect your interests. But if something is happening that you kind of have to deal with or put up with that you don't like, and the person doesn't have bad intentions, but, you know, you may just be kind of confused about it, maybe talk to them about it, try to work it out with them. And most definitely, yeah, talk. See, that's why talking is important. Communication is important. Bullies aren't going to let you communicate with them. You're going to try to communicate to a bully. They're going to ignore you. They're not going to want to hear what you have to say. They're going to change the subject. They're going to project. They're going to flip it. They're going to deny. They're going to minimize. When you try to confront a bully, they're going to fight back. So that way they can keep treating you the way they want to treat you. And what you have to do is stand firm. You have to stand firm with bullies, especially in the workplace. If somebody is bullying you at your job, if somebody is trying to make it hard for you to make your money, call them out on that. Yo, you're not going to make this job hard for me. I'm here to make my money, and you're not going to make that difficult for me, all right? Because if you do, then I'm going to make it hard for you to make it hard for me. You have to find some heart. You got to find some courage. You have to be able to stand up to people who are trying to defeat you and trying to run you up out of certain situations. All right. If there's nobody to do anything for you, guess what? You're going to have to do something for yourself. If HR can't do anything for you, guess what? You're going to have to stand up for yourself. You don't have to fight nobody. You don't have to be no tough guy. But you do have to stand up for yourself, and you do have to tell people like it is. That's just a part of life. You have to stand up for yourself, and you're going to have to tell people, yo, you're not doing me like that. I'm not letting you treat me like that. When something is wrong and it's not right, don't worry about your job. All right, we got our friend down the road watching us. We got, yo, Whiskers is watching. All right, we got, yo, the Whiskers is watching. Shout out to Whiskers. Y'all check Whiskers out. I told you Whiskers was watching. You see them feet? Okay, Whiskers done relocated. You see Whiskers in the background? He chilling. Yep, Whiskers is chilling. He just listening and vibing and listening. Whiskers is the star of the show. All right, I gotta get Whiskers a can of tuna. All right, I gotta hook Whiskers up with a can of tuna. I got you, Whisk. You gotta stand up for yourself, even if it feels uncomfortable. Even if your voice shakes, even if you don't like it, even if you feel afraid, even if you think they're going to beat your ass. Even if you, oh no, they're gonna beat my ass. Even if you think they're gonna beat your ass, stand up for yourself and speak up for yourself, because they'll be less likely to try. They'll be less likely to try. Some of y'all, some of us are dealing with a fear that doesn't even exist. It's just here. That fear that you feel is just here. And plus, it ain't never going away. That fear is never going away. So you have to feel the fear and you have to do it anyhow. You have to feel the fear. You may be afraid to stand up to your boss. You may be afraid to stand up to that coworker. You may be afraid to stand up to that manager. You may be afraid to stand up to one of your superiors. You may be afraid to stand up to somebody in your department. But the thing is, you have to, because if you don't, they're just going to keep mistreating you. You could be afraid and stand up to somebody still. You could be afraid and stand up for yourself. Everybody is experimenting. Everybody deals with fear. Everyone deals with fear, even with people who say they aren't afraid. Everybody deals with fear. They just deal with it a little bit better than others. Everybody deals with fear. They just deal with it a little better than others. All right? So everybody is dealing with the same amount of courage. Everybody's dealing with the same amount of fear. You have to choose. Choose you this day whom ye will serve. All right, and today, this day, we're going to serve courage, because you can't keep letting people treat you in a way that is counterproductive to you. You didn't get that job to get mistreated, did you? Ask yourself that. Did I get this job to get mistreated? Did I get this job to get crapped on? Did I get this job to get bullied? Am I treating people with respect? Start asking yourself questions that's going to make you mad. Am I treating people with respect? Am I being a good person to these people? Am I doing anything to make him treat me like this? Am I doing anything to make them do me like this? You can't be afraid of people even if they're intimidating. You can't be afraid of people even if they look like they're going to knock you out. You can't be afraid of people even if they're bigger than you. All right, there are people who are going to be bigger than you, and you still cannot be intimidated. Even like most bullies, they pick on people who are smaller than them. They pick on people who they don't have no business dealing with, and they damn sure wouldn't pick on somebody their own size. So worst come to worst, you may have to, if a person gets, if a person is getting threatening with you, you still have to stand up for yourself. I don't care how big that person is. Don't let the person's muscles scare you. Don't let that person's size scare you. All right, go back to the story of David and Goliath. Maybe you have to gather up some strength, but that strength is there. All right, you can stand up to whoever. You can stand up to whoever. You can speak up to whoever you need to. See yourself being able to speak up and stand up to the biggest and baddest person out there. All right, but when you're dealing with people, no matter who they are, no matter where they're from, no matter how they're coming at you, don't be afraid of them. Be smart, be wise, move accordingly. All right, feel your fears and deal with them accordingly. Feel your fears and deal with them accordingly. All right, don't fight anybody holding a gun. I'm fearless. Pow pow. Now you're dead. All right. Don't do anything that will put yourself in a harmful situation, but by all means and by any means necessary, stand up for yourself. Don't let anybody bully you. Don't let anybody punk you in the sense of let anybody kick you out your spot. Don't let anybody do you wrong. Don't let anybody say anything to you they shouldn't say. Don't let people do anything to you that you wouldn't want done. Don't let people do you wrong. That's the moral of the story, folks. Don't let people do you wrong, because you don't have to. You don't have to let people do you wrong. You can stand up for yourself and dead it right then and there. You can stand up for yourself and stop them in their tracks. All right, you can stand up for yourself and make them go the other way. Cat Williams is small as hell, and he's standing up to people that's bigger than him. All right, you could there are people who are smaller that stand up to people who are bigger than them. And maybe you might have to get some training. Maybe you might have to get some self-defense training. Anything that will help you anything that will help you feel comfortable dealing with people that are trying to make you feel uncomfortable, because it's going to come to a point to where you're tired and you want to do something about it, because you can do something about it, and maybe you won't do something about it until you're tired. But when you're tired, you most definitely will do something about it. And shout out to all the people who are tired of negative treatment from other people, because you want to be a good person. You want to be a good person. You're not out to get people. You're not out to destroy lives. You're not out to ruin or take anybody's livelihood from them. But you have people who are out there you have people who want other people to be afraid of them. You have people who want other people to be beneath them, who they think they are better than. These are narcissistic people, and the world doesn't do anything about them. All right. HR is not going to do anything about them. Your job is not going to do anything about them. You're going to have to do something about them. Self-defense classes are a must. All right. Learning how to defend yourself physically is a must. All right. Some of these people are hardened criminals. Some of these people have been to jail. Some of these people don't care about other people. Some of these people belong back in jail. Some of these people need to be underneath the jail, and they're out at jobs, working, living like normal people, and nobody's doing nothing about them. All right. Some of these people are, and this is why it's good to work for yourself. This is why it's good to be in a type of position by yourself. Parents, all right, you don't have to shelter your child from the world, but if you see your child is a certain specific type of person, you may want to take certain specific type of actions that will prevent that child from being in any unwarranted situations or circumstances. So, all right, self-defense classes are a must. Learning how to defend yourself physically, mentally, learning how to argue is a must. Learning how to defend yourself mentally against the mind games of these bullies is a must. When they try to change the subject, keep it on what's current. When they try to deflect it, it's not about you. If they didn't like something you did the other day, they should have brought it to your attention right then and there. When you are bringing someone's attention to something that they did, it's not about you. It's about them. They're doing something that you need them to stop, and that's what your focus is on, and that's the only thing your focus is on. Oh, well, don't do the semantics. Don't do the back and forth. Don't do the verbal. Don't do the verbal back and forth. Don't do none of that. When you're talking to someone and you need them to stop doing something, that's the only thing you're concerned about. And if they go to get physical, if they go to make it a big deal, don't back down. Don't cower because somebody starts to yell and scream and clench their fists. Pick up something. Somebody clench their fists against you, pick up something. Don't stand there and be afraid. Pick up something. Keep something on your person. You clench their fist, pull something out your pocket. You want to clench fists? I got this. Don't be afraid to lose your job. We have God on our side. It's time to stop being afraid. Don't get yourself put in jail. But regardless of whatever happens, God will be there for you. Don't make any dumb decisions, and don't get yourself put in jail. But always have something ready to defend yourself when you know the type of people that you're around. You got to know yourself. You got to know the people that you're around. If you're working around people and the person is a felon and they've been to jail and they don't have nothing to lose, and this person is a hater because you're expanding your horizon and you have a lot of your life to live, then guess what? You have to defend that. All right, there may have been somebody that went to jail for 80 plus years and now they coming home and they mad at you because you got your whole life ahead of you. And this person is a bum loser that still needs to be locked up in a mental insane asylum. All right, so when you are working around, certain jobs with certain people, if you're around criminals or hardened criminals, you probably shouldn't be working there. You probably should go find another job. Don't continue to work around hardened criminals. All right, but if you have a job and you just so happen to work around hardened criminals and it's all you have right now and you need it, and you know someone potentially may try something, don't go to work without anything on you. Have a box cutter on you. You know, you can open boxes. If your job pertains you to open cardboard boxes, you're allowed to have a box cutter. That can also be used as something to defend yourself if you're working with a person who's been to jail and they still got the mindset of an inmate. So that way, if this person tries to intimidate you, this person tries to do any tactics, you know, any mind games on you, you know, this person tries to intimidate you, this person tries to get scary, this person tries to get big. But most importantly, you want to be able to defend yourself. There's certain things that you're allowed to carry on you. So if people want to clench their fists, because this is something that people will do to try to intimidate you. They'll clench their fists. They'll try to, you know, flex on you and try to intimidate you and try to make you feel small. So when people go to do that, clench their fists, get to pick something up. Pick something up. People go to try to get big, pick something up. You can get big, but you about to get hit with this because you're threatening me in a professional environment. We have to learn how to speak. Can't just get silent and get quiet. You're threatening, this person is threatening me in a professional environment. What am I supposed to do? Help. What am I supposed to do? I feel threatened. I'm threatened in a professional environment. I'm being threatened in a professional environment. Help. Who's going to help me? No one's going to help me? Okay, looks like I got to defend myself. And then pick something up. And if the person wants to come at you, then you have all the right in the world to defend yourself. All right? But before that happens, walk out. Before that happens, go home. Before that happens, pull out your camera phone. All right? Before that happens, get some witnesses. You want to be proactive in a situation to where people are trying to attack you or come after you. All right? So that way, you know, you won't end up with the shorthand of the stick. You won't end up screwed. All right? You'll end up doing better than this person. All right? Because people will seek you out once you realize that you know to stay away from them. If they're trying to eliminate you, if they see you as a threat, what they're going to do is now this person is going to pursue you, and now they're going to try to make your experience at this place hard. This is where you're going to have to call them out. This is when you're going to have to stand up to them and let them know you see what they're doing and you're not going to stand for it. And you'll handle it and take care of it any way you need to or you see fit. Peace.